for letting us know. Our next speaker is Avigal from Gilad Networks. He has 40 years experience in systems engineering and management of large multidisciplinary research projects. Avi was among the founders of the UAVs in Israel some 40 years ago, working for NICE, Tadiran, and recently he is the project R&D and Project Alliance Director for Gilad. Welcome, Avi. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the invitation and the introduction. And I really feel very lucky because I was part of a group of people that dealt with the research and development of UAVs many years ago, first in Israel and probably in the world. And right now I'm in the space industry in this amazing period that we all heard about and will continue to hear. One word about Gilad. Gilad is a satellite network provider, and we are mainly doing business on Earth, but we are using satellites for communication, for interactive communication. And for Israel, we are quite a big company, and actually we are one of the leaders in this niche market. So our revenues for 2016 was about close to $300 million. And we are doing all that is required for supporting broadband access to airplanes, to fixed, to cellular backhaul, and other market segments. One of the growing demand and growing business is in-flight communication. We actually came a little bit late. We joined to this market. I'm mentioning it because we got we have a good position due to technology, not due to very good salespeople. Of course, it's important, not because of very low prices. We have solutions that are, we have success in the world to penetrate those markets because of technology. And technology, you have to invest ahead of time, so when the market arrives, you have good solutions. We have also very good solutions for LTE backhauling, and this is acknowledged by major service providers. Some of them are mentioned here. And yes, they are using satellite communication to backhaul LTE, and probably in the future also the fifth generation and beyond. And also not in rural areas. We have to understand that satellite can support also metro or metro area, and this is an example. The satellite communication is going through we all in the audience are aware of that, but a few years ago I thought that soon we will have fiber to the home to every place in the world. So probably I will have to look for another business. This is not the situation. The satellite communication is going through a tremendous quantum leap, technology-wise, new constellations, new frequency bands. I think that we all heard about it in previous presentations. And to support that, also the ground segment is going through tremendous transition from one hub that support one satellite, because we are going from one beam to thousands of beams. We will have, we developed distributed ground infrastructures that support those amazing satellites. just one of those that was mentioned before is 1 terabit per second per satellite that will be launched by 2020. And this is actually equal to the overall satellite capacity that is in the space. So it's amazing change. And, you know, we need, I like to sleep when I'm flying, but people must have access to Facebook and to everything. So we support it. This is one change that the world is going through, and we talked about it. And it is not only the space that is going to support such amazing satellites, we need also to complement it with the ground technology. And also, because there is a lot of capacity there, we need, and we have different applications, different users, maybe tens of airplanes are starting flying from the east of the US in the morning to the west and so on. So we have to transfer dynamically the resources when the where the demand is. And we all talked about we heard about the LEO, and, but also we are going through a paradigm shift. One of the examples is, yes, in some cases, we are faster than fiber. It's amazing because for many years we had to excuse ourselves. It takes us 125 milliseconds to go to the GEO satellite and then back. And here, it's an example why, one example is I don't see the numbers now, but you can see them. Never mind. Because the speed of communication through the LEOs are very close to the speed of light in space. And in the fiber, it's the speed of light in the fiber. So we can be faster than fiber. Why it's not progressing? Somebody can progress it? Okay. All of that requires a lot of new technologies, and I will not go through them. But I want to share with you some cooperation experience. I have some experience with joint R&D with academy and with other companies and with other nations, and I personally believe in that. Those are only examples, but I also coordinated few of Horizon 2020 projects, and I will mention a few of them, and also through an Israeli magnet consortium, which is also funded by the Innovation Authority, and some of them has co-funding between the Innovation Authority and the Israeli Space Agency. And this is a cooperation between companies and researchers that share the same vision and want to jointly develop research and develop to close the technology gaps that are required to meet the joint vision. We heard in the morning from Professor Ginosar about software-defined, and we are part of an Israeli consortium that is bringing SDN and NFV, software-defined network, not only the radio, but the network and virtual functions into the telecommunication world, including the satellite. Here is an example of a running project also funded by the European Commission, which I personally have I'm glad to coordinate, which is adding antenna, which is fully electronically steerable, and it's part of the aircraft, so you will not influence the aerodynamics. This is another project that we are participating in, which is SAT-5G, satellite and terrestrial for 5G, and 1 + 1 is better than 2, much higher solutions or okay, and I'm aware of the differences of researchers coming from different nations and also coming from the academy and from the industry. But if we don't try to convince each other that we are better, but we can jointly inspire each other, then both can benefit. Yes, researchers think about longer term, and academic think, and the industry would like to see benefits in the short term, but we have to think also on the long term, and in the Leo constellations that we heard about before, we have to take into consideration that there is a lot of resources either, and a lot of resources in the ground, and we have to dynamically allocate where the need is. So I believe in cooperation. I believe that we need and we will all benefit from cooperation. And thank you very much for your attention.